There it is.
Hello, good morning. Welcome to Waste Not Wednesday. We go live every Wednesday, 10 a.m. Mountain Time, and we take junk, we turn it into home decor that we sell or reuse. Today, I'm kind of excited because we have had this for a year.
A whole year.
An entire year. It's been since spring cleanup last year. It's been on the side of our house. Our bishop gave it to us.
He was cleaning up at his mom's house, and he's like, is this something you guys would want? Jim's like, old wash basin without tubs? Yeah, we'll take it.
We'll take it, but I couldn't figure out what to do. And if you like these kinds of videos, make sure you hit subscribe and the notifications bell. If you're on Facebook, you can click see all, so that way you always know when we go live. But it's 10 a.m. on Wednesday Mountain Time. We're going to turn it into an outdoor coffee table. I was inspired by the Lath pile that's giant. And when we went to Debbie's in Encinitas, California, Debbie's Design Diary at DIY A Go-Go, Zeb did a similar table with a metal base. And I thought, you know, this is a great metal base. And I don't know that I'm going to be able to find tubs. So what if we just turn it into a coffee table? So we're not actually going to sell this. We are going to put this, if you watched our video on Monday, we did 2 of those old hotel chairs with the new Jami vintage cottage colors made by DIY Paint. And we're going to paint this with the same paint and put it over at the church. So we'll have a couple of chairs. We're working on getting an outdoor seating area going.
All right, I might bring the camera up. You guys are going to get the high view. You might see the dishes in the sink because we live here.
Because I'm a good wife. I made my farmer some breakfast this morning.
Yeah, it was delicious. All right. And then hopefully this will help you guys see a little better.
Yeah, there's just one. I did the dishes, but that's just after I did the dishes. I made breakfast.
There you go. Now you can kind of see what we're working on.
What is all over these?
I don't know. I'm going to have you paint these first, though. So I'm going to hand them to you in order. So these are just lath strips that we pulled out of the ceiling over at the church that we're going to be using for our new shop. And I kind of cut the corners out here, and this is plywood that we also pulled out of the ceiling over there, and I just cut it to shape to fit in here. Let me pull that out because the bins, the tubs, usually a galvanized tub would have fit down in here, and then that's what you used. You wash. You had like a dirty and a clean. It was like doing dishes. But
sorry, I'm grabbing different brushes, Zeb, because I don't want to wash brushes.
Oh, okay.
So I've got to get 5. We've got 5 of the cottage colors. They are shipping now. If you ordered them the first day or the second day that they launched, chances are yours are shipping now. If you ordered later into the pre-order, they will be shipping out in the next few weeks. By the end of May, they should all be out.
Okay.
Because we had to order in stages. To give the warehouse time. So the first color I'm using is white linen.
I'm going to put these in the order they go on. I should have numbered them, but it's pretty easy to figure out.
I'll paint it and hand it to you. How about that? This first?
Yep.
This paint has a built-in sealer, so I'm not going to worry about sealing this. I'm just going to paint them, and we probably will distress them once they get in. The nice thing about Lath is it's very textured, so when you distress it, it looks all chippy and good. All right, first one painted. This is white linen. We're just going to do a repeating pattern. Next, I hope we have enough vintage mint. I'm going to use a small brush so I don't occupy a lot of the paint on the brush. We did 2 chairs with this paint, and so there is very little
We've not gone back to the shop since then.
Yeah, I haven't been back to the shop. Oh, there's enough. There's plenty.
Yeah.
We're only doing 1 coat because we want it to look kind of like aged and worn. See if there's any questions. Fraser says, love the new paint stencil on the fabric. That bench already sold, guys. So Zeb's got to box that up. He's got to take it apart and then include instructions. Maybe we should just make a little video. This is how we took it apart. So do the opposite.
It's pretty straightforward. It's like 1 bolt or 2 bolts for each of the legs, and then you're done.
Okay. Do vintage pink. Super excited about vintage pink. Harrington doesn't know it yet, but I'm going to have this color matched. I would just use this paint to paint the cottage, but we don't have the warehouse can't make enough of that right now. But I'm painting the cottage vintage pink.
My mom is excited.
I knew she'd like it. She loves herself a pink house.
All right.
Zeb and I saw a pink house in England, and it was a way more pink than this, and we loved it. I think a pink and white cottage is going to be so cute.
Yeah, it was pink, like a bright pink with, I don't know, what would the color be? Not maroon, more
Can
like
I
a
have
chartreuse.
gray next?
Gray, yeah. Gray skies. You got something to open them with? Here, I'm going to scooch this over a little so you have more room.
Mariah got a bunch of the paint because we couldn't ship it till today. She actually boxed it up. Mariah and Gabrielle, I think, or maybe it was just Mariah, last night. So she sent me a picture. Here's all the paint ready to go because we've had to hold on to it. We don't have a ton of space at our existing shop. So they're like, can we please get this paint out of here?
I'm going to go grab the heat gun and start heating those up.
Okay, so this is gray skies.
This might be a quick video today.
I told you it wasn't going to take long. we did a milk can yesterday for our private group that we do, and we were going to do both projects today. Maybe we should have waited. All right, so white linen, vintage mint, vintage pink, gray skies, and then next is paint blue. We do have, if we get done early, Zeb, we have some thrift haul stuff we can paint.
Oh, yeah.
Because I always promise Jenny, she's our retail manager, that I will get all the painted stuff to her by Thursday, which is tomorrow.
Oh.
And we have a garden going in today, so.
Yeah, we got a rototilled. If you saw Monday's video, you saw some of that.
We got to get more sheep poop over there.
Yeah, we need to get more manure on it. It's a little sandy in some spots.
Well, we're also going to take some garden soil that's out in the front beds because we're lowering those to the ground level. And we're going to put that in the garden. We're going to put some pine needles in the garden and some sheep poop to try to amend the soil a little bit. Because buying soil for that big of a garden is just not a thing.
Well, we had those big pine trees out front, and they've got about a foot of pine needle bed underneath them in some spots. So we're going to go through and get the good stuff down from the bottom and work that in. Do you want to distress this before we put them up on there?
No, we can distress it afterwards. It's fine.
It's nice that this is, it's got the built-in sealer, so we're pretty much done.
Yeah, distress and done.
The projects are going to be a lot faster when we use this. I do
think because we're going to expose some of the natural wood, though, I want to do one coat of Big Top.
Yeah, since it'll be outside.
Because it's going to be outside, and we're going to put drinks and stuff on it, so I think that would be a good idea, even though it does have a sealer, just to also help protect the wood.
You going white twice?
Well, I counted, and this one's on the other end.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm working smarter, not harder.
I see.
Maybe. Zeb and I got our blood drawn today.
It was fun.
He turned 40 in November. I'm turning 40 in September.
The phlebotomist was like, "What are you guys doing this for?" I'm like, "I turned 40," and she freaked out.
I did not freak out.
She's like, when's the last time you had blood work done? I'm like, probably never. I can't remember the last
ever. It was 12.
Yeah, maybe. Like, I was having, my mom would probably know. I was having an allergic reaction. I was probably actually 13 or 14. I was having an allergic reaction. They couldn't figure it out, and I think that's the last time I had any blood drawn other than donating it.
I'm just getting our hormone levels checked, our vitamin levels checked. Everything. It's like, she's like, wow, I need 8 vials of blood. You're testing everything. Our thyroids. And like, yeah, I ain't messing around. I ain't got time to mess around.
She only took 6 from me.
Well, women have more things that have to be checked. I found out 3 years ago, I had no hormones at all. Like like barely registering anything. And she's like, I don't even know how you get out of bed every day. I'm like, I don't know. I'm stubborn. So I'm hoping if we can figure out my hormones, maybe I'll sleep better and have more energy.
Can you imagine Jami with more energy?
Can you imagine me with like a full night's sleep? And I think it's going to be good. All right.
All right, I'm going to put these on in a minute. We're stapling them on. I was going to glue them, but I was just told that the glue bottle has been taken over to the shop.
It's fine. If they start to come up.
And the other glue bottle is at the other shop. So yeah.
We are without wood glue.
I have a gallon, but
I
don't really feel like dealing with it right now.
You want some super glue?
No, it'll be fine.
It's the gel kind.
The nails will hold it great.
Okay. Caitlin says she gets blood work and physical done yearly. Well, you're a lot better than us. The next thing that he's not excited about is
I told the
dermatologist.
I told the phlebotomist, I'm like, I do healthcare like this. If you don't look for something, you're not going to find anything.
Don't worry, I got you, boo. We're getting older. There's things that have to be checked. Turn your head and cough.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Do you have PCOS? I don't know. I could ask. If I did, that would answer a lot of questions.
Okay. Do you want to distress these after? I think that'll be fine. We can distress them after. That'll give them a little more time to cure up and dry. Safety glasses on.
So Leslie says she measured her front porch for elevated flower boxes. They fit perfectly, except she forgot the depth, and so nothing else fits.
Oh, no.
A lot of modern porches, because cement and everything's just so expensive, are not very deep. So unless you are very specific, in most like new subdivisions, those porches are so shallow.
It's like enough for you to step up into the house.
Yeah, or like have a chair with this much space. We're spoiled in our old house. We have a ginormous porch. It was really what sold me. Oh, I wonder if I should have done more over the edge. Oh, well,
it'll be okay. It'll add, we're going to distress them. It'll add to the rustic look.
Kathleen says her parents had to do that also. What's a butterfly needle? Oh, when you're getting your blood drawn. We had a phlebotomist today, and she was bomb. I hate getting my blood drawn. And she's like,
little poke. And I'm like, oh, you're doing it already?
I didn't even notice it. Yeah. I'm going to take my dad there when he needs blood work done.
Well,
she's good.
I don't want to throw the old guy under the bus, but he sees the needle and he starts crying.
Yeah, but that medic at Revere is not great. If you guys are from Lehigh, go to the Intermountain Lab there. Tammy is awesome, and tell her I sent you.
All right, I got more for you.
Stephanie says, Zeb sounds like my hubby refuses to go to the doctor.
I don't refuse to go to the doctor. I just rarely have any actual reason. I'm like, yeah, that's a cold.
He just isn't going to make an effort.
I usually just keep working and it goes away.
We stopped at what? How do I know what order those go in?
I don't know.
So
you went.
No, but
white, mint, pink, gray, blue.
I need you to lay it out for me. I don't want to mess up.
Okay, hang on. I'm going to put these up here and then I'll come back and lay it out. I just wanted to show them what this is going to look like with a little bit of a top-down view.
It's so freaking cute. I'm excited. I love this project of the church because it gives me so many new reasons to keep stuff for myself. I'm not one of those people that's constantly changing out her stuff. There are influencers that do.
Sometimes.
But yeah, I mean, every couple of years. But there's people that are constantly swap out their stuff. So like once I get things that I like where I like them, I don't really have reason to keep stuff for myself. So this church is giving me all new reasons.
All right. That is actually going to be really cool, especially once we distress it because the lath has a lot of kerf marks.
Yeah.
All right. You can go back to painting.
Well, I just need you to put these out because some of them are cut at an angle and some of them are straight. I don't know where they go in there. We do go see the chiropractor like every few weeks. We haven't been, but we are back on our every 2-week regimen. Now I take my parents. It's like a family affair. All 4 of us go. My dad had a pinched nerve. See what I mean? It's important to be like now.
Okay. All right. So that goes like that. That goes like that. Then the rest of these don't really matter. They all just go in. Just the ends matter.
Just the ends.
Everything else is the same.
This one's cut. Like, what's that go to?
Oh, that might be. Yep. Okay. There you go.
Okay. So where did I leave off? The last one. Oh, there's white on the ends. All right. I'll start with white again. So it goes white, mint. No, is that mint?
Yes.
Mint.
White, mint, pink, gray, blue.
I'm not like OCD, so I have to be careful.
Now, here's the thing.
What?
These are going the opposite way, so.
What do you mean going the opposite way?
They're going to be going this way.
Why did you do that?
They have to, because there's curved ends.
I mean, they're going to go this way, yeah?
Yeah, so what?
Oh,
as long as you keep your...
I thought you went this way, and these ones were going this way. I was like... I'm not OCD.
I was like, what are you talking about? You're getting all intense with me.
It doesn't matter. The pattern is still the same if I'm painting this direction.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you.
Zeb.
Hey, put your glasses on.
Are you gonna start stapling? All right. Now that my heart failure is over. All right, sweet.
So these are just 18 gauge. I'm just going to put one on each end. That should be plenty. Should we ever want to put wash basins back in here, this fits pretty tight. I'm not worried about it moving around because it's recessed down in about 3/4 of an inch, half an inch, somewhere in there. And it's not going to go anywhere once this is nailed.
So we did a similar table like this. We used to make them and sell them. We have a video. And it was inspired by a table I saw in Joanna Gaines' house.
Did we have pink on that? I don't think we had pink.
I don't think we had pink. We had blues and greens and whites. But I think the pink and grays, I think the pink is a good addition. We may have to wind up like sealing and lime washing the church. So it might get a white hue to it. I'm not going to paint it white, but the brick is crumbling.
It was painted white. At one point, we don't know when. White. It's so faded now that it's been a long time ago. So, but you can see it in the eaves up on the south side of the building. It's like really white up there. So we're like, maybe we just lime wash it to seal it up and protect it, and instead of worrying about matching all these brick colors and things on the repairs.
We're going to be repairing that church for a few years. So. We need to actually, really bad, we need to paint the window seals on the garden side because they haven't been painted. And I'm worried they're just going to rot away.
I got to go grab pliers. I had this one hit the metal lip underneath.
Oh, yes. Some people at PCOS are not fertile and some people are. I am like obviously 5 children, never really had to try much. I used to get off birth control, and then the next time I went to the doctor, like 6 weeks later, I was pregnant.
Whoops.
So, but PCOS can, I'm going to definitely have enough paint. Look, there's like still a ton left. PCOS can affect everybody differently.
Oh, that is not coming out. There we go.
I'm trying to drink more water. That's helpful. I've not been as good about it.
It's not great for driving an hour away.
So yesterday,
she couldn't even drive an hour in the car. She's like, "You got to pull over."
Yesterday, we went to go look at land. Well, I had a soda, and we went to go look at some land. And about 30 minutes into the drive, I literally could not hold it a second longer. So I opened both the doors on Zeb's truck and sat my bum on the, what is that called? The foot rail, the running board. And I'm peeing, and then all of a sudden Zeb's like, "The bus is coming! The bus is coming!" I just knew that they were going to stop.
There was a school bus coming down the road.
I just knew they were going to stop, and I was going to be peeing. But luckily, they did not stop right by where I was peeing. They wouldn't have seen much. I'm pretty good at covering up. Maybe a thigh. Sometimes you got to go, man.
So when Jami says we're looking at land, it's like pretty cheap, off-grid, 4-wheel drive to get up there kind of land.
Yeah, it's primitive. We want to do some off-grid
like no power, no water.
I just think it would be really fun to do off-grid stuff. Sorry, I have not had.
Get up there.
Oops. Oh. I have not had comments for Facebook on my phone.
So I'm just showing you guys this. I hope the repeating pattern works out. I'm going to start drying those again. And then once we get this on here, we're going to distress it. And then, like I said, this sits down in here pretty good. So I don't think I need to fasten it at all to the actual metal. If I was really getting crazy and was worried about it like blowing away in a windstorm, I could come in from the side up here and just drill into the wood from the side pretty easily.
Oh, Lisa says she accidentally hit the anger sign by mistake. It's okay. We won't.
It happens. I see him every now and then. I'm like, and I just tell myself, I'm like, oh, that had to be an accident. Because
I don't know. Some people are really angry about us painting wood furniture, but it's unlikely to stop soon. So
no, I like it too much. I think it looks good.
I love painting the wood furniture. All right, I'm going to move this out of the way.
I'm not saying a wood accent isn't good every now and then.
No, I feel like you need some.
Like our table is not painted.
Yeah, that would be way too much white. Where's the paint blue? That's what I meant. This one. I had to bust out like every paintbrush I have at the house.
Oh, it's like you missed a color. I see what you're
I'm
doing.
painting in order.
I see what you're doing.
Don't worry. One time we did our Deborah coffee table that had all the planks on the top that were different colors, and we didn't paint it ahead of time. So we had to try to it was already assembled. We had to try to paint it very neatly.
It turned out good.
It turned out all right. Distressing hides a lot of stuff.
So these cottage colors, I'm noticing with them all together, they're pretty bright pastels.
Yeah. So if you're in Lehigh, we actually don't have any extra for display. We won't for a few weeks, but you may have a local retailer by you that has some ready to pick up. We sold out our first round online. So when our next shipment comes in, we should have enough. We've been telling everybody local, if you want some, just order it on the pre-order so that way you get it as soon as it comes in.
Yep.
Okay.
You can always, if you are local, you can always just select local pickup and come by and get it.
Can I put these?
If you're not local, and I don't think the website still allows you to select local pickup, just know that if you do that, it's a long drive for most places.
Okay, what time is it? Oh, it's only 10:21.
Yeah, we've only been live.
Yeah.
Why don't you go grab some stuff out of the garage while I'm drying these off?
Are you done? Can I take my safety glasses off?
For a minute, yeah.
Okay.
I'll watch comments for a sec while you go make some selections. I could paint that clock if you want to grab that. So we're putting in the garden today. Yesterday for channel membership video, if you're a channel member or a Facebook subscriber, we went and we painted an old milk jug and stenciled it with one of the new dairy stencils that we've got. And then we had an aluminum bowl, pretty big aluminum bowl that we found down in the basement over at the church. And we painted that. It looks like enamel. We painted it with the new cottage colors here. And the bowl looks like enamel. We're putting it in the middle of a garden as like a feature. It'll have plants spilling out of the top of the bowl because that's going to sit on top of that milk jug. I'm going to screw it on. You guys will see it. You'll get to see it here pretty quick. But we're going to do that as like a central circle in there. And then we're going to do some walkways and have kind of 4 quadrants in the space that get watered. So we'll see how it turns out. We want to do a fountain eventually, but that's not in the budget or time-wise. We got to move on from the garden. We got to be done with it.
The first fountain that gets installed will be up front if we get a fountain. But I bet maybe next year we'll put one in the garden.
Hi, Jen Bracken from Australia.
I'm just painting some thrift haul stuff because we got to get it done.
Jen Kilborn wants to know when hers was shipped. I'm not sure when your order was. If you really are dying to know if you're going to be in that first wave of orders, you can always email customer care at jamirayvintage.com, and Caitlin can probably help you out pretty quick with that.
I think we estimated online that they would ship by the end of May.
Yeah.
So for sure, everybody's will ship by the end of May.
Yeah. So you'll have them here within a week or two on most orders. All right. I think I'm almost got these dry. It dries pretty quick.
And if you haven't ordered, we still have quite a bit on its way. So go ahead and order. It says pre-order, but it'll just ship as soon as our shipment comes in. And if you're wondering, if you're just tuned in and you're like, what the heck is Jami doing? I'm just painting. We had our thrift haul on Saturday and I've got paint out and wet brushes. So I've decided, hey, let's get this stuff painted. I'm going to do a Hate Blue and a Vintage Mint because somebody bought both of these. So those colors.
Cynthia Fisher, fountains are high maintenance, especially here in Utah, because we have to winterize it and shut it down from pretty much end of October to end of March.
I probably wouldn't bother, but we're going to have a lot of people that will have access to seeing our garden. So I want to create somewhere special that when people come to visit the shop, they also get to see the gardens. One of the things I loved about like England and even when we went to France is gardens are a big deal. People like buy memberships just to walk around beautiful gardens.
Well, and even in their yards, like they don't call them a yard, they call them a garden.
Yeah.
And they are pretty much like gardens in the backyard.
So because we've got this extra land, we want to just make really good use of it. We are going into a drought season this year again, and so I thought it would be effective to grow something we could eat, so that way the water isn't just growing beautiful things, but also useful things. And it takes up less water than a lawn.
Okay, let me see. This one has a little skinny piece over here. This lath isn't uniform in size. Imagine that.
What? All right. These are going to need a couple notes. Next up. I don't know. Maybe I want to paint this one gray. What?
It's going to be a little off because this one here has an extra piece.
Why? Oh, it's fine.
It's got like a little, because the lath isn't all the same price, or same price, all the same size. Can you see that okay?
I'm wondering though if we put like things down in the bottom of it so it doesn't have to be all the way full if it uses less water. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to have a water fountain that has a big basin. You could just have water that like goes over rocks or whatever. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Is this a base for trough or no, Barbara, this is actually a wash basin. So it would have had two big metal wash basins in it and used for laundry.
Yeah, they're like galvanized. Oh,
we have one in our backyard that we use for drinks when we have parties. But this one came without the wash basins.
Ooh, that's a tight fit.
We decided it would be a good use for this.
There we go. All right.
If you want to pick up the paint products you see us use, you can get these at jamirayvintage.com. I don't think I've said that at all in this video yet. So, I mean, most of y'all know, but we got some new friends here.
So I'm using, they're about 1.25 inch nails. They're probably poking through the bottom a little bit, which I don't think it'll be an issue if I ever have a problem with them. Oh, I'm out of nails.
They said that pine might make our soil too acidic.
Yeah, I'm not going to use a ton, not a ton, but we have. Jamie's like, let's start like a.
We have like
she wants to do compost, and I'm like, listen, we have a lot of animal excrement that will work just fine.
Well, I'm a little bit obsessive. I get like crazy about things, so I start them and I can never do them properly. I'm like, oh, I'm going to grow a garden and I'm going to have compost, and yeah, this is great, guys. It's definitely a more blue gray, but it does not pull purple. Except you're nailing on my glasses.
Oh no.
Oh, it says Cynthia says Utah, like Idaho, has alkaline soil, so no worries to make the soil too acidic. Thanks, Cynthia.
Our soil's pretty great here in Lehigh. We haven't had any issues just throwing stuff in the ground and growing it.
Yeah, and in Lehigh, they use gray water to do the ground. So it's like one price for all of the water used in the ground, at least in Lehigh, not everywhere else. That turned out great.
So you can see the difference here between the Haint Blue and the Vintage Mint.
Yeah, it's a little bit bright on camera, but in real life, it's the colors are a little more saturated than the camera shows. Oh, that's correct. Now that it's gone a little dark, the colors are more accurate.
Yeah, I'll see if I can tone it back. It might be on auto though.
Do you want to take that down while it dries and then we can finish painting? We have like 30 minutes left.
Yeah, it's on auto, so it's going to stay bright.
All right. I can take these off now.
Yep, I'm all done nailing. I'm all done.
All right. Well, and I was watching this compost thing, and he's like, you can use wood shavings. I'm like, oh, we got that for days.
Yeah, but careful not to use the MDF. I might put another. No, I think we're fine. I'm going to go grab some sandpaper so we can distress this, and then we'll get it sealed.
And then we'll finish the rest. So this is just
so
grace,
you don't
guys.
have to seal this, but because it's going outside and we're going to distress back to some of those kerf marks and the wood, we are going to do a clear coat over the top.
Can you bring the drill or just a screwdriver and take that off? Because I need to paint that.
Yes.
Because it's got, so on our little clipboard that we had from Saturday Thrift Haul where we took the price tag off, you can see the square, like it's sun bleached or something around it. So I've got to paint the back. What are you going to do with the center? It'll stay the same. This is just metal here. So we'll distress all the edges, clean that in the middle, and then just seal the whole top. And this is just going to be some place to like set a drink or maybe some cute plants on the back patio at the church. I'm just happy that after a year it's found a use because it's literally been sitting on the side of my house for a year. I'm going to move the camera a little bit. The new IOD should be releasing next week. I think it's Wednesday. I'm not allowed to tell you what it is, but they did say we could tell you it was coming. So new IOD is coming next Wednesday. I actually already have some of the product to make video for. So right when it comes out, we'll probably have an edited video next Friday. And then depending on when the sisters go live, next Waste Not Wednesday, we might be revealing some of the products. I've told them when my live video was and requested that they go live before us. But that doesn't mean that they will, because our 10 o'clock is their 9 o'clock, and I don't think those sisters are going to get up at 8 a.m.
They're going to be up and live at 8.
I mean, I asked. It never hurts to ask, but
just pitch it to them that the East Coast is up and going.
I was like, the East Coast peeps. Yeah, I guess it's a little tall for bench seating, I think. But like Zeb could sit on it.
Yeah. So typical seating, you want to be
17 inches.
Right around 17 to 18 inches on the high side. And this is 21 inches high.
Yeah, that's a little. If you took the wheels off, that would help.
But it's great for like a little table in between those two chairs that we did yesterday. That's what it's going to be used for. It might get a little loud. Hopefully the mics take care of this. I'll come show you guys close so you can see what it looks like distressed. I might even just pull a panel out.
And I'm going to stencil this cute little clipboard here. Originally, we were going to leave it natural wood, but like I said, it had a weird spot where the sticker kind of like sun bleached around it, and I had to paint it.
So the cool thing about this, from what I found so far, we're still testing things, still experimenting because we haven't had a lot of paint to play with when we got our samples to test out. But from what I've found so far, even though there's a built-in top coat in the paint, it doesn't gum up when you sand it. It still kind of gets powdery, which is amazing.
Shoot, I forgot these candlesticks had a broken one. We can't do that one until we get glue.
I can just use the super glue on those. They fit pretty tight.
All right, I got super glue for that one.
Do we have, this will work. Just want to get the dust off of here before we seal it.
Where did my super glue go?
So we didn't do anything really even. I sanded these so they weren't super rough, but this is pretty much raw wood, and we got one coat coverage on it. And then now I've just distressed back so you guys can see the age on the lath again. I'll bring you in close.
Where's the big top?
All right, so this side here has been distressed. There you can see the color's pretty good. Without a person, the camera really likes faces. And so if you have a face in the picture, it it brightens up and tries to make everything look glamorous.
Sorry, I wasn't in view because I was over grabbing glue. I'm back now. Zep, can you fix it?
So distressed, not distressed. You can still see this is a little bit rough. It needs sanded. This is actually really smooth to the touch now that it's been painted and I sanded it again. I just did like one quick pass out in the garage with the sander on this side here. But I feel like with the white and the rusty on this basin, this stand, it's going to be pretty good look with those chairs that we did yesterday.
Cody's giving me the
shaking the camera over. Sorry,
Cody's guys. Over there giving me the eyes like you haven't picked me up.
He's like, how come you haven't been giving me love for the last 45 minutes straight?
He's a neat little pup. Luckily, there's lots of people.
He's actually not super bad. In the morning when he first wakes up, he has this little pick-me-up bark that he does. But mostly he's pretty chill. I'm
just going to use gray as a base coat on this. Once it's dry, I'll probably wind up doing a few more layers.
And Rex is happy to, he really likes laying on the concrete floor that we haven't tiled yet in the mudroom. That's another project that might eventually happen.
Maybe for my birthday. No, around my birthday, it's going to be. We're hoping
I still have to get the arbor built for your garden for Mother's Day.
Yeah,
I'm late on my Mother's Day gift.
It's all right. We've been slightly busy.
But Rex likes to just lay in there. He waits for the kids to come home pretty much all day. And then he plays pretty hard, and then they crash out, sleep good at night.
All right, so this is the one that needs to be glued, Zeb. This one. That one.
I think he likes laying on it because it's nice and cool out there.
I'm going to give this a gray base coat. You cannot wet distress these once they've dried, but I have found that when they're not all the way dry, I've been able to wet distress them a little bit. But this glittery gold has got to go. Could you paint cabinets or walls with this paint? Yes, you could.
Actually, we're really excited to try and paint some cabinets and see what the durability is. Since it's a brand new paint, we can't make guarantees yet, but just based off of kind of some of the stress tests I've put it through when we first got our initial samples, I think it's going to be amazing on cabinets. So,
we're going to have an employee bathroom at the shop and at the church, and then I'm going to paint the cabinets with it. See how it holds up in there.
All right, I'm going to seal this. I think just big top on here will be good.
There's not going to be any first floor bathroom, so it won't be for customers because there's really no space on the first floor to have one.
Do we have a clean brush that I can use sealer with?
Yeah, I'm ready for you right here.
Oh, nice. You even have foam. Oh, you will have the big top out as well. Look at you.
I'm on top of it.
Look at you.
They want me to pick up. You want me to pick up the puppy?
Do you want to see Cody? I'll go grab Cody. He's right here looking at us.
I'm almost done with all my base coats anyways. I'm not going to get these all finished on camera, but I figured since we had 30 more minutes left, might as well make good use of it. Problem is it's all down in that hole. That's going to take forever to dry. Get out of the hole.
Here's Cody.
Fluff bucket.
He's the helper of all of our projects, huh, bud? Huh.
If we get a little
and Rex
black
eyeballed me. He opened up one eye when I walked in there because Cody was sleeping in between Rex's legs. He likes to do that. He's discovered he fits well, and that's where Cody's
at. Or sometimes he lays right by the crook. He lays by his front legs and the crook of his head.
Oh, here's Rex.
Rex is like,
I can pick Rex up too. I'll show you Rex. He doesn't get seen very often because he's too big to pick up most of the time.
Come here,
puppy. Come here, buddy. Come here.
Hi. What are you doing?
This is Rex. He's much bigger than when we got him. We were watching a video of the first day we picked him up, and we're like, oh, man, he was smaller than Cody.
Show him those eyes. Like, this puppy is so dang cute.
He's got the good, pretty eyes. But they're doing good. They're doing real good and super happy. They love going over to the church and visiting their sheep. Because we've got a space for them, too, that we fenced off. So the dogs can be there when we're working and hanging out, and we don't have to leave them at home.
I'm just going to use super glue on this because the wood glue is gone. The wood glue is at the church or at the shop.
I'm going to have 2 sets of tools everywhere. Hey, guys. Hey.
I'm sure
Hey.
you're so sad about that.
Do you want to go out? Hey, Rex. Rex, come here. Go out. Go out. I woke them up, and they're all feisty now.
They're still puppies.
Yep. We figure, based off of what the vet told us and what the rescue told us, Rex will be 1 in September, and Cody's a little older. He'll be 1 probably around August sometime is when they'll hit their 1-year mark. Right around in there. We don't know for sure.
He did get really big. What breed are they? So Rex, people are always like, he's not a golden doodle because he's black. But we went hiking yesterday, and
there are lots
saw
of black golden doodles.
Black golden doodle that was a mini, but looked just like him, had the curly tail and everything. So Rex is a black golden doodle, and Cody is a schnoodle, a mini schnoodle, and Rex is a medium doodle. I mean, of course, we don't know for sure. They don't have papers because they're rescue dogs, but they were rescued from a puppy mill that euthanizes the pets they don't sell. And so they know what they are because the puppy mill tells them. They just don't tell them. Like, they'll tell them doodle.
There's a pasture behind us. You guys might hear them barking.
Oh, there's a horse.
There's a horse over there right now that just got moved in, and they're like all kinds of excited about it.
Yeah. Cody went over to go see him the other day, so hopefully he doesn't go try.
Cody, I feel like I'm going to be chasing little holes under the fence for the next year or 2 with that dog. He keeps finding new places to get out. And he is not smart about the road. He just kind of wanders out in there. So we got to be real careful with him. I think I've got it all shored up right now, but he's resourceful. Yeah, I had a dog when I was a kid that could climb a chain link fence and hop right over it.
Oh, I hope that Cody doesn't figure that out. I feel like I need something heavy on this to hold it down. What do we got? Maybe if I just flip it and can you go grab me a brick?
A brick, yeah.
Or I guess I could do it. Yeah, I glued it.
I'll just get you a brick real quick. I need to tell them to be quiet anyway. Hey, Cody. Shh. Calm down, buddy. It's okay. Morning.
Deb usually does my repairs unless he's not fast enough, and then I do them. He's always shocked, like, you fixed that? I'm like, dude, before you quit your job.
Realized I still had my mic
before
on.
You quit your job 6 years ago. I did all my own repairs.
It was 7 years ago.
7 years
7 years ago, April 24th. I quit my job and came to work full time with you.
All right, I need somewhere else to put this. Okay, put it over here. That's gonna dry for a bit.
Which seems wild that it's been 7 years because it feels
Jack
like
was 1 almost.
It feels like yesterday. Yeah, he wasn't even 1; he was almost 1.
Jack doesn't know what it's like to have a dad that's not like basically around all the time.
I remember Harrington actually did not love it that much.
No, because you're more strict than I am. People don't believe that. They think that I would be the more strict parent, but that is not the case.
This is a little rusty on the top. I'm just going to seal over it too. Big Top does not claim to encapsulate rust, but I don't think it can hurt.
Yeah, we like things to be a little rusty and crusty.
Okay. So that project's pretty much done, and I just have my clock to paint.
Monica said she had a dog that climbed the chain link.
Yeah, dogs are, especially the little, some big dogs are good at it, but Cody is super athletic. He's got springs in his legs. He can jump pretty high for a little guy.
I would say the best all-around Klingon is probably the R20, which is this one. If you're just going to get one.
Yeah, the R20 is super useful, can do round stuff, can do big stuff, can do pretty decent at little stuff.
It could do some stuff and some other stuff. You know what? I think I like this the way it is.
That's why they're going crazy. Roxy, the next door neighbor's dog, is in the front yard.
Is Cody chasing her?
No, he's not out there.
Okay, I just want to make sure he didn't get out.
Maylene's out gardening in her front yard, so that's probably why Roxy's giving us a visit.
Probably. All right, I'm going to second coat.
Okay, so I think I've shown you guys that pretty well. That's. I think it's got enough of the mint in there. It's going to pair real nice with those chairs that we did yesterday.
I'm going to paint this.
We'll probably put a bunch of pictures in social media. So if you guys follow us on any of the places, you'll get a good look at what this is going to look like at the church.
I can put it in YouTube stories. I'm trying to get better about using YouTube stories. If the paint goes well, are you doing more colors with Debbie? Yes, we're already working on.
We're gonna. more colors and more sizes. Right now they only come in pints. So, and so far it's done really well. Like they're selling what they've made.
Yeah.
And people haven't even tried it yet.
I think they're almost sold out of
today.
all the initial paint that they had. So like 2 retailers.
Okay, so I'm going to pull the face off of this clock here.
Yeah, I like that better. What do you guys think? I think it looks better with a white top.
I had some little pliers. Where did I put them? Oh, there.
I'm going to let that dry and then I'll distress this and it'll be done.
Oh, that's why that's not coming off.
What?
Helps if you take off the screws then.
It's all right.
It's a little nut on the top of
Where's
this.
did you have the heat gun out?
Yeah, it's over there.
Where?
I don't know. Hanging off the side.
Oh, right behind your MacBook Pro.
Yeah, it's fine.
I have not painted plastic outside, so I can't say. I think that it would do fine, but I don't know yet. Yeah, the warehouse was not, I don't think, prepared for the initial demand. So they're trying to rush more supplies because it's made in the USA, but the supplies come from Europe, I believe, mostly Germany. So it's sometimes a little bit of a delay there. So I was going to do white next on this, but I think I'm going to go Haint Blue and then use white for the details.
I'm going all white on this one. I haven't painted a clock just white in quite a while.
It's going to take a few coats.
It's okay. You know what? Maybe I'll do some layered paints since it's got that sealer in there.
You're going to see how you do it, see how it works.
You know, we've got a ton of paint finishes that we've done, but new products. So we've got to experiment all over again and see what it's really good at and what it can't do.
Oh, Colin, if you just tuned in, be sure to watch the beginning because we're now just finishing up thrift haul stuff for the last half hour, but we did a coffee table with an old wash basin and some reclaimed wood. We finished it. It didn't take very long at all. It's crazy.
It took me probably about 45 minutes to cut all the boards out and get the nails out of the lath.
With an all-in-one paint, and then you just have to do I did one extra sealer because it's going outside. That was a pretty fast project.
How much time do we have?
We have 15 more minutes.
Okay. I'm going to have to dry this and then do another.
How do I decide on colors? I don't know. I paint enough things. I just rotate through what I like. Sometimes I know ahead of time exactly what would look good on it, but some stuff I just get started painting. And if I don't like
I would say this, be ready to see lots of pink stuff. I could probably bring that camera down. It's way up on the sky.
I was thinking Friday we would do that vanity.
Because Jami is loving the vintage pink color. There we go. That's better.
I don't like this paintbrush. It's old and yucca.
That one?
Yeah.
It's seen some use, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. It's kind of stiff. I'm spoiled with all my Klingons. Something must have been delivered by Amazon. Oh, I bet you it was the bags at the shop.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just going over this with Haint Blue, and then I think I'm going to let it dry a little bit and then get it wet and wipe it back and see what it does.
You do have to be, you know how with the DIY paint, we're usually don't worry at all about brush strokes. You do have to be a little more careful with this because as it dries, you'll see them because it's a self-leveler and you don't see all the brush strokes, but if you've got some big thick ones, it'll tattle on you.
It'll be look what they did.
So if that's not what you're going for, make sure your brush strokes are all going the same direction. You'll be fine.
Do we have our Mr. bottle in here?
Yep. Well, I don't know about a mister. I know there's a spray bottle in there.
There is a bunch of milk paint all over in here. That'll be fun to clean up. Okay, let's see. Found it. Oh, I forgot this one was jammed.
Yeah, you have to use the spray bottle, the purple one in there.
All right, hold on. Hold, please. Where's the purple one?
It's down in there somewhere.
That's gonna be fun to find. Oh, there's
take luck.
Thanks for that. Oh, there it is. I cleaned this out not that long ago, like a month ago. Somebody's like, they've watched my organizing videos. They're like, if you put stuff back every time, it wouldn't get lost. I'm like, really? I know.
Well, usually
I'm in a hurry, and
we're like one project to the next. Like, we're going to finish this video, and then the real day gets started.
Right. My pantry's a hot mess right now, but it's also because we're not the only ones that put stuff in it. Oh, I missed a whole spot. I'm sure people on the interweb are commenting.
Just for information's sake, once we're done with the live stream, we usually go back and touch up and fix some things, unless we've completely finished the project on the stream.
And even then, it doesn't mean that it's done.
Okay, I'm gonna heat gun that. I need to go get that other heat gun you got and test it out. Probably just need to order another one of these Wagners. This thing's been dropped, and
you could definitely wet distress because I'm seeing some of the.
Oh yeah, well
below.
It's not dry, is it? It's still wet.
Well, the gray was dry, but I'm able to wet distress because it hasn't been sitting there for a while.
Yeah, if you wipe wet paint, it's gonna come off.
So I'm just sponging it with my cloth to give it some texture and make it not look streaky. Sponge painting is back. Oh, that looks cool. I'll bring this up close so you guys can see.
Sponge painting. I did an entire wall with a vaulted ceiling in our kitchen with my mom when I was a kid. She did most of it, but I did do some sponging.
Kind of like a layered textured finish. I'm gonna let this dry.
It was blues and greens and grays.
And then I'll come back with white and a small brush. I gotta go get a little brush.
It was very moody, and I loved it.
Give one of those girls your supplies of their organize your supplies in their spare time. My daughters, they actually
They stay pretty busy.
They are.
Everybody has
busy.
chores here that they've got to do, and they've got cheer and tumbling, and Eliza tries to be a valedictorian level student, and Odelia's on varsity cheer, which you would think, oh, school's almost over. Cheer's just getting started.
Cheer is Eliza starts cheer. Eliza's in 8th grade cheer. She just starts next week. Plus private lessons. But everybody does have a job here. That is for sure.
All right, next color. I think, let's see, is that mint that you're using there? I'm going to go with some gray skies, and then we'll bring the white back.
We got a good start though. Yeah, you can just clean up with soap and water. I have got someone, like yesterday we got paint on the counter yesterday afternoon. Now our counter is sealed with oil wax, so it is a sealed countertop, not just raw wood. But I was able to spray my countertop this morning with just soap and water. I just used dish soap and water in my squirt bottle.
You had to give it some elbow grease.
But it came off. So soap and water cleanup. But you know it has a built-in sealer, so the longer it sits, the more likely it is going to be hard to get off. All right. How does the paint work for sprayers? We have not done it yet, but I can tell you from the consistency, it's going to be good.
You know what? Probably not next week because we've got a bunch of stuff going on. Within the next couple weeks, we'll get the sprayer out and do some spraying.
Can I have the white,
Promise.
please? I'm going to put a
Hold me
second
to
coat on
it.
this.
Hold me accountable.
Have the white, sweetie.
Oh, yeah.
I'll hold you accountable. I'm good at that.
Mostly we just need to do it because we need to see how it does.
One of the things I did notice when we were painting those chairs that didn't get mentioned in the video, like on top of the rust, it bubbled. So we just had to
it was still wet.
Yeah, it was still wet. I think it was a chemical reaction because of the rust. I haven't had that problem with anything else. So if you're painting something rusty, just watch it, and then we just brushed over it and flattened the bubbles, and it was fine. But I think it's worth mentioning. Most people aren't like us. They're not going to paint over rusty stuff. That's cute. Okay, now let that dry. I need to second coat these rolling pins. Looks like they're getting, this is pretty dry. You don't want to let this paint though dry on your brushes because that's a built-in sealer. So make sure you get them washed or put in a Ziploc bag, or I will set them in water, the Klingon ones, just not past the ferrule, and soak them because the water will come off that way.
The ferrule's the metal part on the brush.
Oh, sorry. I'm a paint nerd. I forget them. And I've also done a lot of research because we have our own stencil brush company. And so I learned all about ferrules and all kinds of stuff when I was finding our manufacturer. Because this is a JRB. This is the 1/2 inch?
Yeah, no, that's 3/4.
3/4 inch. This one's not marked. This one, oh no, it's a 1 inch.
Is that the 1 inch?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. I mostly use the 1/2 inch. I don't use that one very often. It's great if you need to do waxing though.
Yes. Or if you got to paint a small flat surface. I need to grab some, we got more turquoise iris brushes. I need to get some. All right, so this is done. I don't think I'm doing anything else mint, so I'm going to get this in water. Okay, where is, oh, this is, we did get, you guys, if you watched on Saturdays, that is it upside down?
I fixed it.
It got fixed. So I just need to paint the frame on this. I think synthetic does less brush strokes, in my opinion. So like the Klingons are all synthetic. It's really personal preference, but that's just it's the gospel according to Jami. I have heard that synthetics don't last as long as natural bristles, but I have had some of my Klingons for a really long time and not had a problem, so I don't know.
I would wager these are all over a year old.
Yeah. The Klingon is not just a regular synthetic. It's like a high-end synthetic, so that's why it's so good. I'm just painting a white frame on this.
All right, now I'm going to distress this. Actually, I need more gray in the middle. This got a little washed out.
You guys thinking Klingons like Star Trek?
Klingon with a C.
I set this outside to dry, and it was literally there overnight, so I'm glad nothing bad happened to it because it's already sold. I forgot.
It's metal. Worst case, we repaint.
This morning after we went to go see the animals and check on them, I pulled up to the front. I was like, oh, oops. I mean, it's not like anything bad would happen to it. What if like somebody came and grabbed it out of the yard? Not that that happens around here, but.
I don't really have a problem with that. Okay. Distress time. This is 220 grit sandpaper. Keep in mind, this is really fresh. It's got heat gun.
Yeah, it might peel a little because it's not cooled, Seb.
It's fine. It's powdering.
Go soft when you're distressing it. Don't push too hard until you see how it's going to come off. This is going to take 2 coats to get the frame all the way done, but I think that's pretty cute. This is with our new French wall panel stencil. Drying rack, stove, it's really all the same. I'm going to use your heat gun, Zeb, and I'll do the white on this, and then that'll be done.
Okay.
Oh, that looks good.
I know.
Was there mint on that, or is that just the green from the base coat coming through?
No, it's green on the base coat, and then I did white.
Oh, okay.
I did the vintage white over it.
Yeah,
It's getting
we don't
like a
make
really
the
good
paint.
chippy kind of.
DIY makes the paint, and it's just our line through DIY. We curated it. I think it's important to leave things like that to trusted experts. So the warehouse, he's been making paint, I don't even know, 40, 50 years. He's a paint expert. Somebody asked, how do we open our own paint company? That I don't know. I think if I had to do it myself, it probably wouldn't be happening.
Can you hit like right here with the gun for me?
Yeah.
I missed a spot.
With this paint, do not keep your heat gun in one place for too long. It will bubble because it has a built-in top coat. Sometimes bubbling is desirable because it gives you a great aged look, but just keep that in mind.
I feel like this clock was a good $4 purchase at the thrift store.
Yeah, you're doing good.
I think it's still available. Is it still available?
I don't know. I'm just glad you're painting because it has lots of detail.
I think it's homemade.
This heat gun we just got on Amazon. I can drop a link. Oh, thank you. Caitlin's on top of it. We also did just buy one at Harbor Freight. We'll let you know. We bought the cheap heat gun from Amazon and it sucked. This one is much better. Caitlin actually ordered this one. I'm going to try out the Harbor Freight heat gun and we'll let you know how well it holds up. Okay, that's mostly dry. All right, now I'm just going to come in and two-tone a few areas for detail. And I'm never worried, especially on this kind of a two-tone, if I get full coverage. It's almost like a dry brush two-tone.
Oh, are you using the little brush? I was just going to dry brush over these Roman numerals.
You want to use the little brush? That'll probably be easier.
Done. And then I think we'll be ready. I'll show them close while we're waiting for your brush.
I'm just hitting the high spots.
All right, so this is how it distresses. And I think it's, well, we were worried about going an hour, and here we are, we're over an hour.
We're almost done.
So the distressing on there turned out pretty great, actually. No wet distress on this one, just 220 grit sandpaper.
You can show
and
them
I did the white, what is it, white linen?
Yes, white linen.
White linen.
I named it after the cologne that my mom wore all while I was growing up.
So white linen and then gray skies, and it already had this foresty green color on there. That was what the clock was painted with. But I'm going to do a little white brush over the numbers here and then get the face back on it, and we will be done with this.
I think I used the vintage mint on this. No, I can't even remember. It looks like vintage mint. I used wet distressed it. Or is that Haint Blue? I used Haint Blue. Sorry, guys.
We're still learning the color names.
I just can't remember. I know the names. I just can't remember which one I used. Okay.
It's really hard when we already have about between
over 100
4 different paint lines now. With the milk paint, the DIY paint, and now the cottage colors.
Okay, you want to show them this? So this was a wet distress before it dried all the way, and then I sponged back with my microfiber washcloth. Oh, have fun in London, Ivy Bell Lane. There you go. So you can get, even with the built-in top coat, some great patinaed finishes. All right, guys, if you want to buy this paint, go to JamiRayVintage.com. You can also click our Saturday thrift haul and see if any of these items are still available. We're going to be getting the thrift haul finished up today. And this is going to get a stencil on it, and we're going to paint up these candlesticks, and then we'll get it all over to the shop to ship out tomorrow. If you have any questions, comment below or email info@JamiRayVintage.com. And if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Jami Ray Vintage for more
DIY.
Thanks, guys. Have a good day.
Let me show them real quick.
All right, you show them. It's not rainy here. It's sunshiny. Maybe in London is what they're talking about. Oh, that turned out good.
So I got to clean up a little bit of the dry brush before it dries, but there you go.
All right.
We'll get the hands back on here.
Have a good day. Love you guys.